Welcome all you to the English news program on Lào Cai television. Here are the highlights for today. Lào Cai delegation visits South Korea. Lào Cai Siu-San County eyes agree environmental cooperation. Defense Ministry delegation visits Lào Cai. And now are the details. Please join us in watching the program. A Lào Cai province delegation led by Standing Vice Chairman Ngô Hạnh Phúc held working session with South Korea's Regional Happiness Development Fund and National Assembly member Han Jun-ho on June 29.
With FAD, both sides discussed cooperation in education, vocational training, and social welfare. FAD leaders praised Lào Cai's post-restructuring potential, pledging continued partnership in community development. Vice Chairman Phuc highlighted Lào Cai's strengths in the border economy, logistics, high-tech agriculture, and tourism, expressing a desire to expand multi-sector collaboration. During the meeting with MP Han Jun-ho, discussions focused on boosting ties between Lào Cai and South Korean localities and businesses. MP Han highly valued Lào Cai's potential in cultural exchange and high-tech farming. Lào Cai officials sought further South Korean support in investment matching, human resource training, labor cooperation, and technology transfer to drive socio-economic growth and deepen bilateral friendship.
On the afternoon of June 30, a delegation from a general staff of the Vietnam People's Army led by Senior Lieutenant General Phung Sĩ Tấn, Deputy Chief of the General Staff, worked with Lào Cai Province in Ba Lâu Commune.
The meeting focused on landmine and unexploded ordnance, UXO, clearance to support the search and collection of martyrs' remains. Welcoming the delegation were Vu Thi Hien Han, Vice Chairwoman of the Provincial People's Committee, and Major General Dang Quoc Dong, Commander of the Provincial Military Command. Major General Dang Quoc Dong reported that in the first half of 2026, the provincial military cleared over 147 out of the assigned 504 hectares. Under the 500 Days and Nights campaign, for recovering and identifying martyrs' remains, authorities have gathered 14 remains and collected biological samples from 929 graves across 10 out of 15 cemeteries. Concluding the session, Senior Lieutenant General Phung Sĩ Tấn praised Lào Cai's efforts. He urged the province to accelerate UXO clearance while ensuring absolute safety for personnel. He also emphasized enhancing communications and interagency cooperation to maximize the effectiveness of the search, collection, and identification campaign.
A Lào Cai Department of Agriculture and Rural Development hosted a working session on June 30 with a delegation from Siu-San County, Chongqing, China, to foster agri-environmental cooperation.
Siu-San officials highlighted the county's strengths as a major national hub for grain, herbal medicine, and tea, alongside its booming e-commerce and logistics sectors. The locality expressed a strong desire to partner with Lào Cai in high-tech farming, agricultural trade, and herbal processing, while pledging maximum support for Vietnamese businesses exporting to Chongqing. In response, Lào Cai authorities emphasized the province's vast natural resources and concentrated production zones for tea, cinnamon, herbal medicine, and fruits. Lào Cai urged Siu-San to facilitate the consumption of its signature agricultural products and encourage joint ventures in deep processing. The province also proposed establishing a regular information exchange mechanism on phytosanitary policies, co-developing logistics routes, and cooperating in human resource training, climate change adaptation, and crop variety research.
In the first half of 2026, the total import-export turnover through Lào Cai's border gate increased by over 60% year-on-year. Export value reached $636 million USD, up 62%, accounting for more than half of the total turnover.
Notably, agricultural products remained the mainstay, accounting for over 90% of export volume. At the Kim Ton International Land Border Gate No. 2, an average of over 2,000 tons of durian were exported daily, the highest in 2 years. In total, over 100,000 tons of durian were cleared for export to China, a 14-fold increase year-on-year. By fully complying with China's phytosanitary and food safety regulations, many shipments achieved fast clearance, reducing risks of warnings or returns. To mitigate future risks, authorities advise businesses to proactively develop standardized material areas and strictly follow requirements for growing area codes, packaging facilities, and traceability.
On the morning of June 30, the Borough Guard Command of Lào Cai Province, in coordination with local authority, organized a legal education and dissemination conference for officials and residents in Phá Lam commune.
At the event, participants were introduced to key legal documents, including the Prime Minister's Directive No. 01 on public participation in protecting national sovereignty and border security. Other topics included the law on national border, the Vietnam Border Guard Law, regulations on land border management, and Vietnam-China legal border documents. The event aimed to encourage residents to protect borderlines and landmarks while combating illegal migration, smuggling, and cross-border crimes. The conference successfully enhanced legal awareness among local officials and citizens. It also promoted the public's vital role in safeguarding national sovereignty and border security, contributing to building a peaceful, stable, and cooperative border region.
Lào Cai Province currently has around 1,500 hectares of agricultural land utilizing advanced irrigation system, including drip, sprinkle, and mist irrigation.
According to agricultural experts, these modern technologies save 60% to 80% of water compared to traditional methods. Furthermore, they reduce labor costs by 70% to 80% and boost crop productivity by 40% to 50%. As climate change increasingly impacts agricultural production, implementing and expanding water-saving irrigation models is crucial. This approach not only addresses water shortages but is also essential for enhancing production efficiency. It lays a solid foundation for Lào Cai's agricultural sector to transition toward a modern, smart, climate-resilient, and sustainable development model.
On the afternoon of June 29, the Lào Cai Provincial Youth Union successfully organized the final of the TRảo Lào Cai Youth Say No to Drugs contest. The event attracted a large number of union member youths and officials from across the province.
Launched over 2 months ago, the contest received 99 entries from various communes, wards, and affiliated units. Following the preliminary round, the organizing committee selected the 12 best-performing teams to advance to the finale. In the final round, teams competed in 2 categories, introductions and short plays. Through meticulously prepared content and creative performances, the teams reflected the current reality, causes, and consequences of drug abuse. They also spread meaningful messages about youth responsibility in drug prevention and promoting a healthy lifestyle. At the closing ceremony, the organizers awarded first, second, and third prizes, along with consolation prizes to outstanding teams. Special awards were also presented for the most creative introduction and the most impactful play. Additionally, the committee honored outstanding collectives and individuals from the online version of the contest.
Lào Cai tourism sector recorded impressive growth in both visitor arrivals and revenues during the first half of this year. Vibrant tourism activities, festivals, and expanded development spaces are driving the local tourism industry to break through in TRảo.
In the first 6 months, Lào Cai welcomed over 6.7 million visitors, reaching 59.9% of the annual target, including 941,000 international arrivals. Total tourism revenue reached over VND 25,000 billion, accounting for 49.7% of the yearly plan. Since early this year, a series of large-scale festivals and events have attracted crowds of domestic and foreign tourists. Highlights included the Sa Pa Spring and Summer Festivals 2026 and the Bac Ha Festival 2026. In 2026, Lào Cai aims to welcome 11.28 million visitors, with total revenue expected to exceed VND 51,000 billion.
implementing the periodic health examination and free screening plan for the 2026-2030 period. Lào Cai's health sector is deploying synchronized solutions to expand primary health care coverage.
According to the Lào Cai Department of Health, as of June 25, 2026, over 46% of local residents had received periodic checkups or free screenings, with the periodic examination rate reaching nearly 20%. This reflects the proactive efforts of the health sector and local authorities. The sector aims to raise this figure to over 50% by the end of June. To achieve this, health authorities will continue mobilizing personnel and equipment, while increasing local examination points to ensure residents access services conveniently, safely, and effectively.
Under the Provincial People's Committee plan for 2026 to 2030, Lào Cai aims to have 798 out of 926 schools meet national standards and to establish 30 high-quality key schools by 2030.
To achieve this, the province will strengthen leadership and mobilize socio-political organizations for advocacy. Resources will be focused on comprehensive educational quality, digital education, smart schools, and artificial intelligence integration. The province will also develop capable management and teaching staff, invest in modern facilities, and promote educational socialization. These steps will gradually elevate education through standardization and international integration, contributing to the success of the Provincial Party Congress's resolution and the National Target Program on New Style Rural Development for 2025 to 2030.
By leveraging local land, climate, and production advantages, TRảo Quế Commerce has actively encouraged residents to adopt integrated economic models. Combining cultivation and livestock farming has diversifying income stream, integrated production rates, and significantly raised local living standards.
Among the prominent households embracing this integrated approach in Halai village is Ms. Nguyen T. Noyet, who boldly invested in mushroom spawn production alongside commercial mushroom cultivation. Each year, her family supplies over 20,000 mushroom spawns to the market at approximately 7,000 VND per spawn. This commercial mushroom farming generates an annual income exceeding 100 million VND. Furthermore, taking advantage of their spacious garden land, her family has planted over 100 longan and lychee trees, successfully diversifying their income resources. I believe that in rural development, we must diversify and do a little bit of everything. The weather has become very harsh nowadays, so diversification ensures that if one venture fails, we can rely on another to stabilize our lives bit by bit. Alongside cinnamon as the mainstay crop, many households in Chao Kay have ventured into high-value livestock farming. In 2025, Mr. Pham Van Tuan from Neo Village started breeding masked palm civets with an initial stock of 9 animals. Today, his herd has grown to around 70 civets, primarily focused on breeding, with a current market price of about 8 million VND per pair. I learned the techniques for raising civets from the southern region. I was fully determined to bring this breeding stock back here to develop the model in the north. Moving away from a single-source income, numerous households in Chao Kay are progressively shifting toward an integrated economy. Backed by supportive policies, the commune successfully deployed 23 economic models in 2025 alone, contributing to livelihood diversification and income growth. We highly value the integrated development of agriculture and forestry as it perfectly aligns with our local soil conditions and practical realities. This is a highly favorable and convenient pathway that we have defined for our local citizens. By effectively unlocking available potentials, these integrated economic models are transforming the lives of Chao Kay residents. In 2025, the commune's per capita income reached nearly 50 million VND, creating a strong momentum to drive sustainable rural economic development and enhance overall production value.
Ladies and gentlemen, our program today is ending. Thank you for your attention.